On a cold December day in 1886, thousands of mourners strolled past the body of Senator and Major General John A. Logan. A chapter of American history, a chapter of Southern Illinois history, had ended. Ten years later, the people of the state of Illinois dedicated a statue of Logan at Grant Park. More than 25,000 people marched in a parade in honor of the man and his life. 6 years after the Chicago dedication, a grateful nation dedicated a second statue in Washington, D.C.'s Logan Circle. He was born in 1826 in what is now Murfreesboro, Illinois, then a frontier settled mainly by families from the South. His exploits during the American Civil War, his service as a United States Representative, Senator, and Republican candidate for Vice President in 1884 made him a national icon. His legacy included the establishment of Memorial Day, commemorated annually by tens of millions of Americans as a national holiday. Logan was a pivotal figure in history, a 19th century man who transcended the greatest debate of the age, growing from cultural roots set deep in Southern soil to become an ardent supporter of progressive race relations. After the Civil War, Frederick Douglass considered Logan the true friend of African Americans and supported him as a presidential candidate. But memories wane. The 20th century burst forth with 2 world wars and the Great Depression. Americans developed a passion to embrace the future. The memory of Logan and the heroes of his generation faded away. Their cemeteries, the small monuments to their gallant lives, were neglected and some eventually lost. Even the great equestrian monuments became nameless men on horses to a generation whose rush to grasp the future devalued the past. A century after Logan's death, it was only on Memorial Day that his legacy would find an audience. But even then, as the Washington Post wrote in May 1986, most Americans wouldn't be thinking about John Alexander Logan on Memorial Day. That same year, a Murfreesboro, Illinois middle school teacher led a small group of dedicated individuals in a plan to reawaken the people of Murfreesboro, Southern Illinois, and the nation to Logan's legacy. By 1989, this legacy would find a new voice and a new audience, with the creation of the General John A. Logan Museum, the only museum dedicated exclusively to the life and times of John A. Logan. After 20 years of hard work, this museum now attracts more than 5,000 adults and children each year. The Logan Museum's permanent exhibits tell the story of General Logan and his times. Research at the Library of Congress and the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library provided photographs, portraits, maps, and other information to tell this story. In addition, items donated by Logan descendants, Civil War and political artifacts on loan from the Illinois State Military Museum, and the museum's own collections provide fascinating glimpses into Logan's life. The museum is located fewer than 150 feet from General Logan's birthplace, and archaeological excavations have located the original Logan home and provided many clues to the family's day-to-day life. Local 6th graders who participated in the museum's Kids Dig It program, working alongside professional archaeologists, still talk about the excitement of being part of the dig. A walking trail includes interpretive signage and the home of Samuel Dalton, a former slave and Civil War veteran, and his wife Lumissa. Dalton bought the home from the Logan family in 1887. Local Eagle Scouts have assisted in the ongoing restoration of the Dalton home. The museum's annual Logan Days celebration provides hands-on activities and historical presentations for 4th through 6th graders And various on- and off-site museum-sponsored events and exhibits throughout the year bring the Logan legacy alive for thousands throughout Southern Illinois. The museum is a tax-exempt, not-for-profit corporation governed by an unpaid board of directors. The Murfreesboro Park District partially funds operating expenses, but the museum also depends heavily on public and private sector support for additional operating costs, exhibit creation, and programs. As General Logan wrote in his order establishing the National Memorial Day holiday in 1868, "Let no ravages of time testify to the present or to the coming generations that we have forgotten. If other eyes grow dull, and other hands slack, and other hearts cold, ours shall keep the memories, as long as the light and warmth of life remain."